If you've ever struggled with doing shimmies in belly dance, if you felt stiff, if you felt awkward, if you felt like your movements are just not improving, this tutorial is just for you. As we may know, there are tons of different shimmy techniques for different parts of the body and different techniques to make different looks in the way that our hips shake. Today, I'm going to be sharing my fundamental hip shimmy technique that I use most in my dance. We are going to go into the body positioning, the muscles that are working and not working, and I'm going to give you a few tips of how you can slowly work on and level up your shimmies over time. This tutorial is helpful for everybody, but for you beginners, we are going to move very slow and be specific about what we're doing. So without further ado, shake it out, take a breath, and let's start learning. The first thing we need to start with when we're learning a new movement or even a new dance style is the alignment of our body or our dance posture that we're using. This is important for many reasons, but two main reasons. The first is that the way we hold and position our body is one of kind of the defining factors of different dance styles. It creates a line and a frame for our body to move off of and move through, and it conveys a certain vibe. The other reason is because positioning our body, even just small changes like the weight on our feet, the position of the pelvis, the alignment of the back, change the way that the body fundamentally moves. It changes the way our muscles engage, and it changes how the movements will eventually look when we do the finished version. So first thing I want you to do is rock your weight forward and back on your feet, making sure that you're not rocking your weight out towards your pinky toes, that we're feeling even weight inside and outside of the foot, and we're rocking from the ball of the foot to the heels. Now, what I want you to do is find your weight even across the front and the back of the foot and bend the knees just a little bit. Really feel your connection with the floor and evenly distribute your weight across your whole foot. Now, bring the hands here onto our lower belly, right where our thighs meet our hips. And I want you to think about using your low abs to close the space between your pubic bone and your belly button, trying not to squeeze the glutes to do this movement. So we're trying to lift up and in and release. As we do this little contraction, what we should feel is the hips lifting and opening to the front and the tailbone dropping straight down to the back. So I want this lift and openness in the front of my hips. I want length in my low back, and I want to try to keep my glutes relaxed. It's a little bit easier as we come into this position to keep that even weight on the front and back of the foot. Very often when we release our pelvis back, our weight wants to go back in our heels. This is a really hard position, especially for shimmies. If we put our weight back and we arch our back here, we get a lot of tension in the low back and we get a lot of stiffness in our back and our hips, and our whole body starts to shake. We look like this. So this is not ideal for the isolation in the hips. I want to feel this area, this triangle of my pelvis, 2 hip bones, 1 pubic bone. I want to feel this triangle flat and open to the front of the room. I want to feel my tailbone dropping and relaxing. I want to feel a little bit of engagement in my low belly, and I want to relax my glutes. With the upper body, you can stay relaxed. We're not going to go very much into that technique, but I do want you to feel that the chest and the hips are sitting in the same line. So make sure you're not slouching. We're going to lift up in here, and then also think about lifting your chest up and out of the hips. So maintaining these 3 points, even weight on the feet, lift and open in the front of the hips, open and lifted in the body. Now we're ready to do the actual movement. We're going to be learning, as I said in the beginning, my favorite technique for my hip shimmy. Every single person has a little bit of different terminology, different approach, but this is the one I use the most in my dancing. This is going to be a leg-driven technique that moves the pelvis vertically up and down. Okay, so place your hands on your thighs. I want you to do little bends and straightens in your knees, and the movement I want you to feel is an up and down movement in the front of your thigh. So I don't want to push back and lock in my knees here. Locking in the knees, definitely you don't want to do. It's really bad for your joints to be pushing your weight back into a locked joint. So I'm not locking back. I'm standing fairly straight without locking the legs, and I'm moving the thighs up and down. Put your hands here where your thigh meets your hips, and we're trying to do vertical up and down movement. So a lot of people, when they walk into class the first time, they shake from their waist, like they're doing hula hoop like this. So there's not a lot of isolation in the pelvis. We're just kind of rocking side to side. For this movement, we really want this controlled vertical pelvic movement. My weight is staying even on my feet. I'm staying lifted and still in my upper body. I'm letting my glutes relax, maybe a little tension in the belly, and you might start to feel your thighs as we go faster. Now let's try to make that a sharper movement. So I'm going 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Again, focus on the legs driving the hips straight up and down and not pushing and forcing back into your knees. Keep that little lift in the low belly here and relax in the back of the legs so we can get that nice jiggle back and forth. Now, it's very important to start with a nice, consistent, slow speed so that we can build our coordination, build our muscle memory so that we do want to go fast. It's going to be a really strong and consistent movement. So let's double time it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. As you speed it up, really concentrate on your technique. Try not to make the movement too much smaller. Try to keep the same size. Focus on what's engaging and what's relaxing. I'm relaxing the back of my legs. I'm relaxing my hips. I'm not letting my low back or my booty squeeze. I'm lifting and opening my hips, and I'm feeling that solid, even weight on my feet. Now, just for fun, we're gonna try to speed it up a little more, as fast as you can go without losing your coordination, without losing that relaxation and jiggle in the back of the hips. You might feel a little movement come into your upper body. That's fine, as long as we're not back and forth with the shoulders. I still keep this a fairly big move. If I look in the mirror to the side, I still see my legs passing each other, but I'm still keeping that even weight on my feet. Take a breath and let's slow it back down. If you like learning in this meticulous way, I do have a ton of tutorials on my online school, and I invite you to join us for both pre-recorded classes and live classes on Zoom a few times a month. I go in depth on technique, combos, choreography, and even lectures and chats on folklore and music. So if you want to nerd out with me, you're more than welcome to join. So back to our moves. I hope you're still moving. So back to our slow and consistent speed. And as we're doing this speed, I'm going to tell you that this is the most important thing that most people skip. They skip drilling at a slow and consistent speed where they have even movement and rhythm between the hips, the legs, moving on beat. If you speed up too fast before you're ready, you're gonna have an inconsistent shimmy, you're gonna have a shimmy that locks up. So really make sure when you are drilling, you slow it down to a speed where you can consistently keep up that movement and rhythm between the hips. And once you hit a point, as you speed up, that you start feeling things lock up, feeling things not so good, come back to a more basic speed. Come back to your posture, check in with your body, see what muscles are squeezing and what muscles aren't. So one more time, let's go from slow, lift and open, and a little bit faster. As you go faster, try not to lock it, try to release. My basic shimmy is very relaxed in the back of the legs and the hips. We're not locking back into the knees, but I'm also not sitting in a plie and shaking from the waist. So try to keep the leg movement big, keep your solid weight on your feet, and then try to speed up as fast as you can without losing that movement. Like we're gonna start a little fire between our thighs here. As fast and big as you can. We should feel the heat in the thighs by now. And shake it out and take a breath. Let me know in the comments if you felt the jiggle. Great job today. I know that shimmies are one of the most challenging movements to learn, but they are also one of the most used and popular movements that we have in our technique repertoire. We're using it with all different kinds of movements, all different kinds of moods, and the better you are at it and the more variation you can put in, the more you can use it to express yourself and express the movement in different songs. So the next step after we learn some of these basic moves is putting them together into a dance. So I invite you to join me in my next tutorial where we're going to be learning in just 30 minutes a fun and simple tabla solo choreography that you can use for practice or for performing for your friends and family or at your next hafla. So I'll see you in the next tutorial.